How many bikes should you own? Well, if you haven't heard, follow the N+1 rule. So the answer is one more than you currently have. But wait, is now the time to snap out of that? Multiple bikes with each serving a different purpose is a thing of the past. Seasoned cyclists might call that N+1, but now you may well be able to just have one bike. And if that sounds great, then I'm going to go through all of the ways that you can tweak your bike to make that happen. Before I show you though, a big thanks goes to our sponsors Canyon for helping us to make this video and supplying us with these lovely, lovely bikes. As we're currently in the depths of winter here in the UK and I've got to get over to the office, it makes sense to start with the bike setup that will see you through the worst weather and the commuter miles. A perfect example of this is the Canyon Grail AW. This gravel bike is fitted with mudguards, light and 40mm wide tubeless ready tyres. It's ready for any weather out of the box and will be perfectly happy to take you to work on whichever route you choose. Mudguards are an essential for those of us that ride to work, as they'll do a brilliant job of keeping you dry before you start your day. No one, after all, likes arriving at their desk with a soggy backside. Beware though, as not all mudguards are created equal. Minimal options like an ass saver won't keep your feet or your components anywhere near as dry as full coverage guards like these. So we'd really recommend going all out with full length guards if you want to keep riding all year. For the winter months, wider tyres are also a great choice. These not only yield more comfort as they can be run at lower pressures, but can also give you more confidence when the roads are wet, rough and, well, strewn with debris from hedges and trees. A deeper pattern tread will also help you to keep traction through the mud and on gravel paths, should you choose to take the off-road way to work. Whether you're riding at night, during the day, or in low visibility conditions like fog, lights are a key element for keeping safe. Here, inbuilt lights mean that you have one less thing to worry about adding to your bike setup. If the last few months have taught me anything, well, wearing the right clothing for the changeable commute conditions is a fine art at best, or a roll of the dice at worst. What I really like about some gravel bikes is the ability to securely bolt on luggage to stash extra layers or more spares and snacks. That's perfect for unpredictable winter riding. And I can easily stash my work pass and house keys in this top tube bag. Changing our gravel commuter into a bike for longer off-road rides is going to allow you to get the most fun and control when things get a little more wild. And you might be surprised at how easy some of the changes can be. Firstly, we're going to switch to the widest tyres that the Grail AW can take. We'll pop them on a 650B wheel set to maximise tyre volume, then we'll add some bags, and finally, let's give this thing a slightly wider flared bar. Wider tyres simply rule when it comes to riding off-road. They give you so much more confidence, oodles more grip, help to reduce your fatigue over rougher terrain. Well, that is if you run them at the right pressures. But anyway, and they can also help reduce the chance of pinch punctures, which is a blessing, I'd say. As it's your only point of contact with the terrain beneath you, it's no wonder why tyre choice is so key and can completely change the way that your bike feels. Want to know what the best gravel tyres are for you? Check out our video where we tested 11 of the best. The link is in the description below or on the click card above. To accommodate wider tyres, many gravel bikes are spec'd with gravel-specific wheel sets. They usually have a wider inner rim width, but let's talk about wheel size. Unlike on the road, where almost all wheels are the same 700cc diameter, smaller 650B wheels are fairly commonplace in the gravel world. These allow you to run wider tyres if you're compromised on tyre clearance and can make smaller bikes handle much better for shorter riders. You'll find them spec'd on the extra small and the extra small Grail models. If you want to take your off-road riding to the next level, some gravel bikes have huge tyre clearances. For example, the Canyon Grail has clearance for up to 2-inch or 15mm tyres, with the higher volume really helping to take the sting out of rougher trails when run at lower pressures. The Grail AW already comes with bags, but I want to maximise my snack storage space. So I'm going to make use of the third bottle cage mount down on the down tube. Then, if I'm going for a really big adventure, a bar bag and a big saddle bag can be added. A wider bar, thankfully like this one, not only allows for a wider bag to be fitted, but also offers more control on technical trails. Bars with a flared drop can also help when descending even further. And then there's one more option for riders looking to smooth out the off-road. If your frame allows it, suspension. There's an important distinction to be made between suspension designed for mountain biking and ultra short travel gravel suspension, like the new RockShox Ruby Ultimate, which is one option on the rowdier Canyon Grail build. With just 30mm of travel, this gravel fork is designed to help mop up the feedback rather than taking larger hits, more akin to a mountain bike suspension unit. But if you could, would you ride with one? Let us know down in the comments. That bike is going to be brilliant for general gravel riding and going on long adventure rides. But what if you want to smash your PB at an event or do a bit of racing? We're going to need some go faster changes. To make our bike super speedy, we can pop some deeper wheels on, use lighter and slicker tyres, fit narrower bars to make you more aero, and if your body allows it, you could even remove a few headset spacers to get you really tucked down and out of the wind. Those final two changes are really important because your position on the bike accounts for the vast majority of your aero drag. Gravel bikes come in a variety of shapes and sizes, and they have a different general geometry to that of a road bike. Like all disciplines, there's a huge range of gravel bike geometries out there, ranging from rigs that are basically just drop bar mountain bikes through to aero, race-ready gravel bikes that share much more in common with modern road race bikes. You might be thinking that the geometry differences are just too significant between bikes for different disciplines to allow you to run one steed as a do-it-all rig. But by using a frame set like the Grail as your starting point, we think you can. The head tube angle of some gravel bikes like this one is 72.5 degrees, whereas many endurance road bikes can be just half a degree steeper. And then if I wanted to take my Grail on some properly technical stuff, I could fit a dropper post to allow me to basically throw my weight back and get low. But seeing as we want to make this a racer's dream, we'll stick with a long and low position and make ourselves nice and narrow. The aero changes don't stop with your position. Deep section wheels are a great way of saving a few watts, but when paired with a wide gravel tyre, you'll want a wide rim to match. That way, you'll ensure that the airflow from tyre to rim is as smooth as possible, maximising those watt savings. Talking of tyres, we can use a set of race-specific gravel tyres. These will often come with a smooth central tread and a lighter casing to reduce rolling resistance. It might only contribute a couple of watts, but over the course of a big event or race, we'll take all the help that we can get. One of the best things about a gravel bike is its versatility. Hopefully we've already shown you just how much you can do to a gravel bike to make it suitable for a wide range of riding. But there is another place where many people love to ride a gravel bike, and that is on the road. A key piece of a gravel bike's geometry compared to a road bike is often a slightly taller head tube. And this can be very helpful for putting you in a more comfortable riding position than the kinds of bike that you'll see at the Tour de France. If you are looking to use a gravel bike for some long road miles, there are a few changes that we'd really recommend. The best change that you can make on the road is to fit a more road-orientated tyre choice. These will give you less rolling resistance than those big gravel tyres, making it easier to rack up the miles. We'd mount those tyres on a set of mid-depth wheels to give you a little bit of an aero advantage, and this is where we come to a top tip that will make your life a lot easier. Often, people who use one bike for multiple uses will use a second wheel set. That way, you can easily switch between this road mode with slicks and road-specific wheels and gravel mode with wider, knobblier tyres mounted on those 650B gravel-specific wheels, like we saw with the Adventure build. It certainly makes life much easier than having to change tyres over every time you want to ride something different. And if you can afford a second wheel set, it could be a wise investment. Like our gravel racer build, we'll go narrow on the bars and low at the front to make you aero, but it is at the gearing that we find one of the biggest choices that you might want to make. While the 1x drivetrain setups are a popular choice for off-roaders due to their simplicity, some of us at BikeRadar think that a 2x drivetrain is a better choice if you want a bike that can do it all. This is thanks to the smaller jumps between gears when shifting, which allows you to maintain a similar cadence or speed in which your legs are turning. A wider gear range means that you'll be able to crank up those loose, stony, steep single track, as well as keep putting your power down on the tarmac descents to chase your mates. So those are the changes that we'd make to get your gravel bike set up for different types of riding. For more endurance and gnarlier gravel riding, we'd want to prioritise control and comfort. Then if you're looking to use your gravel bike for events and racing, we can swap out the tyres for something faster, mount them on deeper wheels and fit narrower bars to make you feel speedier. And then when Monday rolls around and you want to use your gravel bike for the commute, you just add a set of mudguards. Because as my girl Kate Moss once said, nothing tastes as good as arriving at the office with dry legs and a clean bike. That's what she said, isn't it?
Something like that.
Thought so. Anyway, do you run a single bike with tweaks for different kinds of ridings or through the seasons? We'd love to know in the comments. Slimming down to one bike to do it all really is easier than you might think, and it's not surprising that the ever versatile gravel bike would be top of our list as the kind of bike to opt for. Who knows? With just one bike, perhaps you'll even have a little extra cash in your pocket for the all-important coffee stop. Speaking of which, if you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the BikeRadar channel and do us a solid by giving us a like too. And if you're in the mood for another gravelly video, check out this one. Cheers.